What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. Go get it. PayPal link in the description box also. They asked me to put it up. I put it up. This video, though, is entitled You Gotta Give Something to Get Something. I'm going to touch on various different topics when I say this, but everybody knows the premise of that statement. To get something out of life, you have to give something. You reap what you sow. You can only harvest fruits of your own labor that you planted. You can inherit some things. Sometimes you get a lucky break. But in a general sense, in a principle sense, you got to give something to get something. And it seems like people have a problem with that. And I think that's a problem. Because for some people who saw a video I did maybe a day or two ago, they might think this is like taking shots at them. I don't know why, but whatever. But it did bring some things to my attention that too many people have this something for nothing mentality. And what I mean by something for nothing mentality is what you need to do is do more. And hypothetically speaking, it's going to come back to you. And I'm not talking, you have to plan, you got to put in the work, you got to do something, you got to give, you got to give something to get something. That's the topic. But when you're giving, what you giving ain't free. So what you getting back ain't free. And that's the switch that I see some people are trying to, they have a something for nothing mentality. Not all people, but too many people have a something for nothing mentality. Well, just because you gave me this, and you gave me this, and you gave me this, and you gave me this, don't mean you really did nothing. Okay. Okay. And I thought about that because when I look at life, we have a society that is living in health extremes. So you got people who are ultra healthy or ultra fit, and you got people who are obese, right? And you know what the difference between those two groups are? The people who are fit give something. They sacrifice and give of themselves, their times and their efforts, and put their body on the line to get fit so they can be healthier. And the people who are obese, they just take. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take, and that's what leads to obesity, the taker's mentality, because you keep feeding yourself, but you've never given anything to yourself. So what winds up happening is, one of the 7 deadly sins is gluttony. When you become gluttonous, gluttonous or greedy, those are two different sins. But the gluttony is I need more. So you might not be preparing this. You might not have grown this. You might not have planted this. But you take, and to the point where you pretty much eaten yourself into death, to early death. And old school people will tell you the old statement: you gotta give some ass to get some ass. And that's a fighter statement, which means you have to you have to risk being hit in order to land a hit. And if you never risk getting hit, you will never win a fight, right? And this is the you got to give something to get something, because there are a lot of people who say, I've never lost, I've never took a loss, because truth be told, you never risked anything. You never put yourself on the line. You never gave yourself the opportunity to win or lose. You just said you never lost because you never really competed in general. So it's it's not really real. You know what I mean? The same rules apply. Talking about relationships, and I'm gonna make a video about that next. But the premise is, we're trying to have relationships with people where we get everything from them. We consider, what we consider is a win is giving somebody nothing and getting everything from them. And we consider that a win, and we're gonna hop from person to person to person to person to person doing this. That's a win. Until you realize you gave so little of yourself, people expect that you have nothing, and now, your relationships with people hit a wall because you've put yourself out as useless. Because if you never give something, you're never dependent on. You're never, there's no expectation to you. And if you're never dependent on, and there's no expectation because you never give or have given of yourself, and or you don't have a history or resume of giving, then what winds up happening is you have a resume of a taker. And people realize you don't respect the concept of quid pro quo. So you're written off throughout life. Same thing, same premise with because what I was talking about in that video, and and I diverted because I didn't want to do it that way, was word of mouth. And I was talking to my aunt about this. We want black people to be successful, but the black word of mouth game sucks. And when we look at other groups of people, we try to compare ourselves to other groups of people, and these are groups of people who may be, because we'll say, look at the Jews, but the Jews are a smaller percentage of people than black people. But what do they understand? They got to give something to get something. And what I mean by that is they understand how to spread the word about each other so other Jewish people can give and get from each other. And that's the same thing that goes with, look at the gay community. Well, they're not a big population, but they give and they get, right? Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I was talking to my aunt about this, and I'm like, when you go to a black business, do you do the same things that you go to a non-black business? And what I meant by this is, like, hypothetically speaking, if you went to when people go to a restaurant, what do? They click social media and let everybody know where they're eating and what they're eating. So, but if you go into the restaurant, they're giving you food, in exchange for, you're giving them your money in exchange for getting their food. So you got to give something to get something, right? But if you like it, you give them an extra thumbs up. And this is the thing that I'm talking about in life, that we're not giving people that thumbs up, and the karma of not giving people that thumbs up, or not, or trying to swindle people out of getting something for nothing, is catching up with people. And then people wonder why, why are these people not messing with me no more, or these, like, what our people, oh man, you sold out, you a sellout, and it's like, they gave something, they didn't get anything, so now they sold their services to somebody who understood the concept of, you got to give something to get something. Just because you didn't understand it, of course they sold out, because you never bought in. I mean, and I'm trying, and this is why I'm using different top things together, because the concept is about everything holistically. Because if you don't change your mind to give and receive, and the concept of giving and receiving, this is what capitalism is based off of, commerce, to the point where if you produce something, but I understand that as a black person, our capitalism is rooted in theft when it comes to us, because people stole a lot of our stuff, so we don't necessarily reap the benefits of giving and getting like everyone else. But that's true. So, but you got to give something to get something, is basically what I'm saying at the end of the day. Oh, speaking on that, give Uncle Ron Wills a shout out for the book. Thank you. I bought it. I didn't. I'm just promoting it on us because I like Uncle Ron. We out. Peace.